Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the PureDriven podcast. We are joined again today with the PureDriven CEO, Christopher Swanson. Chris, how are you doing today?
Steve, I am doing great.
Awesome. So I'm just going to jump right into our first question. Our first question for you today is, how does a franchise owner work alongside a marketing agency to get the best results?
Well, that's an excellent question. We work with a lot of different brands, and so we often get that agency perspective. And I think we often kind of look at our processes and say, well, what kind of brand do we love working with? And there's a couple things we look at that may sound foreign to a lot of people, but it's critically important to us because we, as an organization, as a company, we value relationship in a big way. And so one of the first things we look at is our values aligned? And that sounds like a big, high-level discussion point. If you think about it, our values aligned, but we're consistently in our discussions looking for those brands that really have some of the similar values that we have. Because what we've found after years and years of working with brands and franchisees and franchises is simply that we want to do great work. And when those values align, it becomes very easy to understand what great work looks like. It's easy to put in metrics, scorecards, KPIs. It's easy for everybody to be open and honest with each other without feeling like, wow, I'm not really valued in this relationship. And that's something we put a lot of weight on. But in particular, I want to talk about the technical aspect of it. What we find so often is brands often haven't done a great job in defining their brand message. They haven't done a great job in their brand documentation. They haven't done a great job articulating what that means to the agency. And so the struggle is you're working to try to pull that out of the franchise. And often we'll take a step back with our franchise relationships if that's not tight or not in place and say, let's talk about that first so that we have a real strong understanding of what that looks like, which of course helps everything all the way down the line. It helps with the messaging, with the events that you want to run within a store or a restaurant. It helps understand what assets are going to be needed in particular and how easy it is to access those assets. So creative events, things that should be in place already for the franchisee. Interesting enough, how easy is that to get access to? Where is it stored? Who's responsible for making sure that creative is uploaded into the server or to the cloud? Those kinds of things, they seem like small things, but they lead to significant inefficiencies within the system. And we're very much, and this is boring of course, but we're process driven. We want to move quickly and get your message out as effectively as possible. And what we find that usually hangs that up, especially when you're driving in local traffic, and you're in a local marketplace with the local digital marketing, you really need to be able to move quickly. And if you can, because everything is at your fingertips, all the tools are available to you, it really becomes smooth and easy. And you know, of course, what the values are and what the outcomes are that you're looking for. So those kinds of things are very important. Other things that we're really looking at from a technical standpoint is what's the structure of the website? Digital marketing in general, for the most part, is driving traffic to a location, whether that's an impression that gets created and somebody clicks on it and engages through a paid search SEM ad, or if it's simply just something where it's social and you're trying to get that brand message out there. It's just critically important that we as a company are able to do that. And so we consistently ask the question, what are the local assets? What is the website looking like? What is the infrastructure on the website? And I'll just give you some quick examples. Often we'll find the subdomain of a website or the vanity URL of the website isn't going to lead to the strongest digital marketing. If your franchisee location only allows one page and doesn't allow to have dedicated digital marketing being pushed to that page, by the way, it should be multiple pages, you're going to lose some of the value when you put that URL into the local Google local directory, which is a big deal. Google My Business is such a powerful thing, and you want to make sure that URL matches up when somebody's doing a search for a brand in New York City, that they're not being driven to a brand website where they now have to click through to try to find that location. That's just not a great thing to make people do. As we know, we lose people as we're causing them to make more clicks. So there's a checklist of things that matter from a technical standpoint. And then again, we're looking for those brands that really want to move the needle and want to deliver on revenue and are willing to break down some of these common barriers to make that happen. Usually small investments, but they create major gains in terms of traffic in the store.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Chris.